Welcome, welcome back from your long break, and thankfully today we are here to treat computer programming. I'll be your lecturer for this course.
Yes, like that.
All right. Um.
Um,
So I've prepared this little slide for just the introductory part. Please, somebody. All right. So let's see the inside story of this particular program. So in the introductory part, we'll be looking at the definition of computer programming. Since you guys are aware of what programming is because you've done that before, so I won't spend much time in the introductory aspect. So we just brush through looking at the explanation of what programming is, the importance in modern technology. Then we look at the historical overview, early development in programming, and the evolution of programming languages. Nanan Kuma, you are making noise. I've put it off for you since you don't know how to put your mic off. All right. So the introductory parts, I'll just brush through since you guys, already have a hand in computer programming. So to be more like we'll just refresh our minds, then we move on. So also look at the purpose of the lesson two. We look at the purpose of computer programming. Why is it important for us to learn as mass students? Mass teachers. Yeah, let me put it that way. As mass teachers, how it's going to help you guys, solve real real world problems. Then we also look at now we'll be focusing on the programming language Python or Python. Yeah, so the Python here is not a snake. It's actually a programming language that we are going to learn, and it's very powerful. It's also easy to understand, and as math students or mathematicians, some of you may dive into what we call data science. Yeah, and with a little bit of the programming language, especially the Python as a language, you would be able to understand the programming to be able to solve the tasks ahead. Are we okay? Then, so under this, we'll first look at algorithms. You guys are familiar with it, but we'll go through it again to see how best we can write a very good algorithm, and we'll look at a representation of the algorithm, which is what we call the flow chart. So the flow chart is also an algorithm, but this time we are using charts to get the work done. Okay, instead of putting a step-by-step instructions as the algorithm would tell us to do or guide us. Then from there, we look at how to declare variables and how to hold data using the Python programming language. So we'll start little codes from this particular session. Then in the code, we'll be looking at how to even take decisions or make decisions using the if and else statements. So here we call them the control structures. So there'll be a lot of coding, and you guys should be ready for those moments. Then from there, so with the chapter 4, for instance, we'll be doing the coding probably in our books for us to start knowing our left from right. So the moment we are done chewing, I mean, we are done eating the food, we can start going into chewing of bones. Yeah, so we have the tools and environment. We'll be using an IDE. An IDE is integrated development environment. The IDE is called PyCharm. So we are going to use the PyCharm as an IDE to code our Python language. Okay, our Python language to help us solve all the problems that we can, think of. So we'll be doing the installation. So that means from there, as in chapter 4, we did the coding in our books whatsoever. Then when we get to the chapter 5, sorry, this is chapter 3 actually. So chapter 4, then we will now translate whatever um, whatever codes we had written in our various books. Then we see how we can practically, computerize those codes into, a computer code. So we learn the ID environment, where to click, where to go. That one to also take time for us to learn. Then from there we can start, solving certain mathematical issues. Yeah. So after the installations and whatsoever, we'll now start doing lots of lab exercises, assignments, solving real life issues using the Python language, and also with our mathematical um, calculations. So whatever. So by the end of this course, you should be able to use or write a program using the Python to solve any mathematical problems. So if you are solving, you guys know your mathematics formulas. So you have your formula, you should be able to change that particular mathematical formula into a programming code, such that it will look more like a calculator. All you have to do is just provide the values, and your program should be able to solve that particular equation whatsoever. Yeah. So um, that is that for this particular course. So by the end of this course, you should be able to use the Python programming language to solve any mathematical problem. And